guys. It's hot today. So I went to swim for a second, and now I'm on my way up to the mountains. So I'm kind of looking forward to enjoy the much cooler weather up in the hills. The amazing thing about El Hierro is that about half an hour ago I was still down in the valley taking a little swim and hopped into La Maceta, and now I'm up here in the mountains and it's a completely different climate. It's really foggy up here again, but actually we are high enough to touch the clouds, so park the car and I'll walk a little bit around here. It's very peaceful, very quiet up here, and yeah, you just don't hear anything. So let's check it out. But even when like I turn the camera around here behind me, look at these amazing trees, and then the fog going in and out. This is really a beautiful area here up in the mountain region of the island. Just took a little break, and it's quite cold up here because it is at least like 10 degrees, if not 15 degrees colder than down in the valley. But it's such a beautiful and peaceful place. And I guess that's what's missing at the moment, in the world, like the feeling of peace and tranquility due to what just happened. And that's why I love coming up here, because you don't even think, or you can't imagine that there is stuff going on out there that is so crazy, and at the same time it's so peaceful here. Because there's just, there's nothing. There's just trees, grass, and clouds. So ultimately we have, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, and keep on saying the same thing over and over again, but ultimately we have this peace in ourselves as well. So the war starts when there are two people that are completely opposite of each other living in one house or in one body. And one of them is the adult that's basically a carbon copy of our parents. Unfortunately, we still live in a world where we spend too much time with our parents as young children. On one hand, obviously, we need the love and we need the closeness, but on the other hand, we just pick up so many of their character traits, and we just copy them completely. And to me, that's also that voice of the judge in our heads that constantly tells us that there's something wrong with us and that we should do things differently and that things should be done, and why does it take so long? And if you just would be a better person and more intelligent and more beautiful, then, life would be good anyway, and it's your fault, and why do you do this, and why don't you listen? But we're not our parents. I think that's one big insight to have. You're not your father, you're not your mother. You are you. So it's no help to the world to copy these people and pretend to be somebody you're not. Because you're not your parents. You will never be your parents. But that's the judge in our heads that tells us that there's something wrong. And the truth is, there's nothing wrong. You're you, you're not your parents. So, how can they judge you? Because the judge is not you. The judge is the ego, the illusionary self, and our parents have a big part in the illusionary self since we just copy them. We think they know, they're grown-ups, and since we lack love, we copy them because they have survived without love. So why don't we survive without love? If they were able to do it, why can't we do it? So we just copy them. And that's one question that some people have a really different opinion about. If there is a meaning of life for every single one of us, if there is a meaning to your life, and you brought something to this world that is important to this world, what I believe every single one of us has, then obviously there is some frustration in us. We are frustrated because we know that we are not what we are. So there is a battle between you as the child, as this person that's brought something special to the world, and you judge that thinks he or she knows better. So this is where the frustration comes from. It comes from like a feeling that there's something wrong because it's so hard to be yourself. And at the same time, the lack of possibilities to break out of this and to really be who you truly are. At least that's my experience. And nobody can help you with that either, because no spiritual teacher can ultimately, in my experience, no spiritual book, no therapy, all that has failed for a long, long time. But if we connect to the child, if we connect to something that was there before we lacked love and we kind of separated from who we truly are, well, that's the way back. That's the way back to who you truly are. And when you have that connection, you can express what you came here to express. And I truly believe that the world is waiting for us to express what we came here to express, because there's an intelligence behind that you are how you are. Well, your child is how it is, basically. And that has to be expressed. You are important. You know, I think very often I was talking to somebody recently who said, well, if I do this or not, you know, even though she was very passionate about what she was doing, the universe will not care about it, you know. It doesn't matter. But it does matter, I totally believe, because you meet people and they have a certain passion for something, and you know, wow, they have so much passion for this one thing. They really want to do this, and you know that they're good at it. Hence it is important. And I think that's one great ego arrogance that the ego just plays you down, because that's the only way for the ego to be needed, you know, that we need it to exist, to help us. Since when we would be who we truly are, who needs an ego for, you know, we don't need anything to protect us, because when we're in the flow, then everything will like express itself and flow in harmony. That's so essential. And I think if we all could connect to that, then we are happy, because we feel like, wow, we're exactly in the right place at the right moment. In a way, how I feel at the moment, you know, like I feel like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do, and then you're happy, you know, and then it's all completely disconnected from anything else. I mean, it doesn't matter what is tomorrow. It doesn't matter, like if tomorrow everything might collapse or, like whatever. I don't know. I mean, all these ideas that people have. Or even if tomorrow everything is great. It doesn't matter. I mean, you do what you do and you're doing it, and you don't think about it because you just know. I mean, this one guy once said, you have to know that you know that you know. Then, and that power also opens up all the doors, because in that moment, who's going to hold you back? What is going to hold you back? Nothing can hold you back in that moment because you have no doubt. And that's very powerful. And I think that's what the world needs, and that's why it is so great to come to places like this here, where you have so much peace and so much quiet, and you also don't have to think about anything here. It just is, And that's the way back, and that's how we create like that movement I was talking about of happy people yesterday, because I mean, who's going to be unhappy if they do what they love to do? Who's going to be unhappy if they're connected to who they truly are? Who's not going to be happy if they have love in their lives, And all else will always fail. So, kind of could end the vlog here, what else do I have to say? Because all else will fail. And all else also doesn't matter. That's, to me, the answer to things, and I don't know what else to say about it. I just let, from now on, for the rest of the vlog, let nature talk. I'll find some beautiful shots here, and I'm sure I don't have to go far for that. That was a really cold experience. It's really cold up here. But so beautiful. And so amazing that, you know, in one day you can have such tremendously different experiences in one place. I go home and take a hot shower now. Shouldn't have worn shorts. It's definitely too cold for shorts up here. But I see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.